If you want to find out how James Hurst won the Clickfunnels Dream car, stay tuned because that video is coming right up.
Okay, so here we are with James Hurst. Welcome, James.
Thank you.
So it's super awesome to get you on because it has taken me a little while to get this thing up and running, and to have someone like yourself there on it is truly remarkable. So for those people that don't really know you that much, where did you come from? What has been your motivation as far as affiliate marketing goes?
So, there's a lot of different side hustles that are, you have to work with clients, right? Or you have to, go pick up a second job, right? One of the beautiful things about affiliating is the fact that you can fit it into the gaps, right? Before work, after work, late nights, if your kids are napping, that kind of thing. And so really just the ability to kind of have a side hustle without an extra boss, right? That can fit in between things. There's really no cap on what you can make, right? You're a commission-based salesperson.
Now I understand that you're quite a busy guy. I mean, you've got a big family. So how many kids you got?
I got 4 boys.
4 boys. Mentioned the boys. Excellent. That's great. And obviously you're a family man. You've got your wife there. You've got your regular work as well, and of course all this internet marketing stuff and affiliate marketing stuff. I mean, how do you find the time for this?
It's usually after the kid bed. Or naturally kind of checking Facebook throughout the day. I might leave a comment, a break, different breaks. Like this interview at 7 a.m, my time, but before I head off to work.
No, that's why I appreciate it, man. That's awesome.
No worries.
One of the key things is obviously, you're a Clickfunnels Dream Card winner. You've got that success. You've got the proven history. But one of the main reasons why I wanted to get you on is for those people that don't know what Clickfunnels is, it's software with a service product. It helps you build marketing funnels and all that really good stuff. And they have an amazing affiliate program. And James actually reached a certain level with it. So he now gets like his own car paid for. And of course, he gets recurring income every month as well, which obviously helps to the bottom line when it comes to looking at the family finances and that. But one of the key reasons why I wanted to get you on is because you actually looked at the affiliate program as a whole, and you started looking at things in ways that you can actually help people develop their own businesses. I mean, I understand you've got now 3 softwares out there which are particularly targeted towards ClickFunnels, right? Could you just explain how they work and what they're going to do for people?
Yeah, so it actually kind of started, probably a lot of people know Spencer Meekum, and he has this plugin that's supposed to help you download the commission report and then put all the names and emails into your auditor. I mean, that's a little bit of a gold mine there. All these names and emails that are interested in software as a service, you can now send email to other offers, right? You can build your lists and take advantage of it. And so his training went all the way up until the point where, hey, you're going to branch off and go to ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign Kinetics. He didn't go into any of those other email services. Around this time, I was learning ActiveCampaign, and I took it the rest of the way. I said, oh, if someone's trialing, what if I did better send them an email that you're now, that I got your email address. What if I combine the fact that I know it's this date, I know your training, and I know your email and your name. I put all that into ActiveCampaign. I kicked off this thing that says, hey, congratulations, welcome to click your 14-day free trial, right? And then I'd send another email. Here's a share funnel. Here's a training. Hey, do you need any help? Hey, show me your first funnel. Just really helping these people during their supporting them, okay? Because whether we like to admit it or not, there's a learning curve with ClickFunnels, and for some people, it's much harder than others. And then what another cool thing was, I like to just get it every time I made a sale. So if I made a monthly sale, it would send me an email, say, hey, congrats, you just made $38.80.
Oh yeah,
right.
I mean,
and I would get that boost.
It's awesome getting the money emails, right?
Yeah, right. So I get my emails. Hey, this guy started out awesome. Just going throughout my day, checking my phone. hey, you just made 40, right? It never gets old. And so, well, I started building out all these different ones, like, hey, you just sold a funnel builder secrets, and then I was like, you know what? Like on the 14-day free trial, if on day 15, if I look, because on day 15, another row would enter and it would say, you're not trialing anymore. You're on the startup plan. You're on the Edison suite. If on day 15, the automation looks at that person and it still says trial, that means I know that they didn't convert over.
Right.
So
okay.
I used that event. I looked on day 15, 14-day free trial. On day 15, it says, hey, they're not trialing anymore. And that kicks off an email to them saying, hey, I noticed you didn't continue your trial with ClickFunnels. Do you need any help? And they already know who you are because you've been in them this whole time, right? And so you never hear from them again. But other ones would be like, yeah, I got sick. I got really I couldn't figure out how to get my domain, right? But these people are still tied to you and affiliate ID. So if they can get back on, if they can, redeem their trial or get back on the horse and start up again, then you're basically saving the sale.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, one of the things
that was a lot of different things. Sorry.
Yeah, something that I noticed because I started using it, and I was super keen on giving you a testimonial for it because my own churn rate, if you like, and churn rate is where the amount of people which leave versus the amount of people which stay. And I noticed mine was up to like, I don't know, it was crazy. It was getting really high numbers. I think at worst it was like 32%. So if I had 100 people in there that month,
right,
32 were leaving. Now, I know it's only like around $40 per person, but 32 soon mounts up. And I started using that software there. And just remind me the name again, just for a listener.
CF Follow Up Pro.
CF Follow Up Pro. There we go. Just a little advert for you. And straight away, the churn rate started dropping straight down because it was doing something that I either didn't want to do or didn't have the time to do.
Yeah.
And it helped save people. I'd start getting direct messages. So
yeah, you started getting people replying to the emails,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of the key things.
It's just the fact that you're sending out it's obviously sending out the emails at the perfect time, and even if let's say they canceled the expensive plan, you could say, hey, did you know there's the $97 plan? Sure. Or back in the day when there was a share funnel plan, hey, I know you canceled or refunded. Did you know that there's a share funnel? There's things. It just gives that human touch.
In the actual process of a sales funnel, you can call that a downsell. So if someone's looking at taking a higher program and they go, actually, no, I don't really want that now, then you can say, well, you can get it now for 97 instead. Or back in the day, you could do like, we can just drop down to a share funnel program, maybe. Exactly. I don't know, and just keep them in the actual environment, if you like. Keep them interested. Right. So, and again, you're still sending them stuff out, and of course, there may be other affiliate offers that they might be interested in further down the line on that email sequence if you just build it out yourself. Because what I found was, you yourself admitted there you stood on top of what Spencer had already done and you built on it.
Yeah.
And I think what it did was when all this was put together by yourself, it then left the door open for everyone else then to build out their own email sequences going further down the line. So,
exactly. So I took it to the next level, but then from there the options are endless. You could say, hey, join my Facebook group. Right?
Yeah.
Or, hey, did you know that there's this course on affiliate secrets, and then you send them to Spencer's for affiliate marketing. And now, as far as sending people to your Facebook group, that was an software that I have, which is called Email Slurper 3000. And what the idea with that one is that when someone comes to your group, instead of just asking them, hey, what are you interested in, or you're going to use one of those 3 questions to say, what is your email address? You can say it's required, or you could say, hey, leave your email with this awesome XYZ training, And so what you do is now you're taking that email But people have, but as soon as you hit approve to add someone to your Facebook group, then all those questions disappear.
Sure.
And so what this plugin does is that it grabs those emails and puts them in a Google sheet, pops them over to Zapier, and then from Zapier, it throws them in Active Campaign. I tag them saying they're new to my Facebook group, and I kick off the nation that says, hey, welcome to the Facebook group. You know, here's that. Here's my, you know, and you just go and kick off the automation.
Yeah, sure. So what we can look at as anyone that's listening that is trying to build their own affiliate business, or they're just starting out, then you could actually create your own Facebook group based on that particular niche. And then by getting people to come in there, which are already interested, you're getting quite a decent focused audience, but you can also build your own asset as well by using something like James mentioned there, by collecting an email as part of the question requirements, which is in the settings of the Facebook groups itself. And then
you know, there's a lot of people that have.
Sorry, say James. Oh, no. Okay.
Right. Each just 50 people, 100 people. That's, you know, if you can just serve those people well, focus on them. You know, it's fun to like serve thousands and stuff, but until you've kind of figured out serve 10 or 20 people well, you're not ready, I don't think.
Yeah. No,
and totally. So even if there's already 40 different affiliate marketing Facebook groups, go create an offer, put it on your cover photo on Facebook, right? Have something. What are you offering one-on-one help? Are you have a bonus? You know, do you build funnels, whatever, and build your Facebook group?
Well, that's it. And I think sometimes it's a great motivator for people as well, because especially those which have yet to earn anything online and they've been burnt so many times before, they've spent money that they probably didn't have, or they just got really frustrated because they keep spending money and it's not working, or they're trying to do it organically and they just don't know where to go, don't have the money to buy for courses or mentoring or coaching or anything like that. So they can actively seek out this free information of people and then go ahead and apply it themselves. I always think, you know, you learn something, you put it into action, and then you can teach it. So, you know, and you return it back to people as well, because it would be so easy for us all to sit there and think, oh yeah, I'm earning $10, $15, $20,000 a month. I'm just going to sit back and just ignore the world. But, you know, it's a kind of a giving back environment where you actually give back more, and ultimately it comes back to you.
That's honestly I'm looking forward to. If I'm trying to get to that point where I could, you know, leave the day job. I'm trying to be aggressive on paying some debt, right? Paying some things. When I get to that, like, I feel like I just like if I'm taken care of, like sometimes I just think, oh, how cool would it be just like, hey, I'm available, you know, to help. You know, does anyone need help? You know, like.
Oh yeah, that's like, cool. And also as well,
or even just even looking at my YouTube channel, hey, you know what? Like, I've got the time, I've got some skills. Let me go put stuff out there that will help people. You know.
Yeah, and if we can help people, then more's the better, right? And it's something that not a lot of people will know unless they happen to be inside of your group. You do actively go out there and help people as well. You actually have, there's a site where you can actually lend people your own money for them to start building their business with it. And this is in third world countries, right? So
Kiva, that's Kiva.org. What's that?
So just tell me how you got started with that.
So, you know, I was actually taking a class. It's called microfinance, right? So, at where I work and where I went to school at BYU, it's a church owned. So it's very much accounting and computers and everything else. But it's also, there's very much an arm of like going out and doing humane work. And like, you know, in the classroom, there's these engineers, like, and they're cool, learning cool things in the books and stuff. but then they actually go to like Africa and build wells, you know, or they make a merry-go-round and they use the power from the merry-go-round and turn that into electricity to charge.
Awesome.
And I have just always like loved that stuff, like taking like, you know, taking engineering and math and science and like going and applying it to, you know, third world problems, kind of like Bill Gates is doing, if you're watching that on Netflix, where he's trying to solve sanitation and
Sure. Yeah.
you know, access to clean water. So anyways, I've always kind of had a heart for, you know, the third world living conditions that a lot of people still, you know, find themselves in. And so as part of taking one of these classes, I was introduced to this idea of micro lending that aligns these entrepreneurs. They just need $20, $100.
It's nothing,
right? To just get a little bit of supplies. A lot of times the list they're like loan sharks, right? They maybe they can borrow the money, but it costs so much to borrow it, they just can't get ahead.
Sure.
And so, and so even back when I was just a student, you know, if I could scrape $25 and I could loan for notice, I would make no interest. I'm basically giving $25, and that would help someone start up their little business, their story on. Someone had interviewed them and said, hey, they're borrowing $100, and so 4 people would chip in, and we would fund the loan. And then over time, over the next 6 months, I would get an email, hey, they paid back $2. They paid back $2 more. And so then when they finally lended back 25, when they paid it back, $25, then I could turn around and find someone else. I could cash the money out, or I could turn around and lend it back out to someone else. Okay?
Got it. Yeah.
Or if I wanted to, I could add $25 more. So now I could have 50 out there, you know, helping people out. And now I don't know how much I have, but it's that keeps on giving. I would also give these as gift cards. You know, you have those people that just have everything.
Oh yeah.
You know, what am I going to get you for Christmas? Right here, let me get you a donation to you know, someone in Africa here in your name.
That's cool.
You know, it was a very, you know, a very, very nice gift.
Yeah, that's something different.
Yeah. And so I've been doing that for 10 years now. You know,
Wow.
It's just,
Wow.
Yeah, it's something that's not something I've started recently. And it just makes me happy every time I get that email saying, you know, maybe they also like put in updates like, hey, you know, they're doing well in their business. I wish the updates were more specific, you know.
Sure.
Like what's going on. I actually had the idea to do the same business, but with video updates. Imagine like you're like, hey, this is Joe and you know, he's got his 3 cows here and he needs to get a 4th cow, and then you know, do it on video.
Yeah. I mean, just listen to that there, James. Obviously it's something that's really passionate about, but it just echoes a little bit about, without going into world politics or religion or anything like that, but you think to yourself, when you start out with this journey, you've always got your own why, and it starts with one, but then that becomes your family, and then your wider area. And doing something like that, it just doesn't affect the one, because like you said, there's, you know, you help someone to do something and they've got their 3 cows. Now you think, okay, well, what are those cows producing? They're producing milk. Doing this, or they're doing that. How many other people are being positively affected by it because they now have fresh milk and stuff like this? You know, it just, you know, it builds around, and it's a great ethos, and it's, you know, certainly makes sleep a lot easier at night if you know there's stuff out there. You know, there's good in the world out there that you've created.
Yeah. No, there's so much need for, you know, for people to serve like that. And I think that the people doing it also find a lot of great satisfaction from it too. I think it's a good reminder. I think maybe, you know, I've with Thanksgiving coming up and stuff, I think, or, you know, they're a little more open.
It's a great time to get involved because, you know, people are going to be on the internet. I mean, we're recording this now midway through November, so it depends on when it comes out, but you know, it's good to actually put it out there in front of people and just say, look, this is what we can do. And for me personally, I think there's kind of like a little bit of apathy when you see like the save the planet or save this, save that adverts coming on the TV. You don't get ever, there's very few things where actually you get positive feedback from. I mean, you saying that the emails might be a bit sporadic, but at least you're getting something.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
if I go
The one to one
going.
where, the one-to-one where you go and you find a story that you connect with. You can filter by country, by farming or retail, or and you can, and usually I used to have a motorcycle, and this guy, he was like probably one of those moto tax guys, right? Where he's, I don't know what he was doing, but one of my first loans was this guy with a motorcycle. I was like, I like motorcycles too, so I'm gonna, this guy,
That's
some
cool,
more.
man.
So yeah, you just kind of find a connection. You read a lot of stories of what they're trying to do, and if you feel that connection, buddy, then you can make that loan. So that's kiva.org.
Kiva.org. Yeah, so everybody go head out into that one. So we're just going to head into going back towards the rear end of the interview now. Now, this is a little section which is normally only available to people that actually get inside of the Ultimate Affiliate Toolbox. Now, at the end of this episode, there will be a little outro there, which will actually tell you exactly how to get hold of this information. But I'm going to ask James a question now, and then we're going to hold the recording, and then we're going to actually then put that recording inside of the toolbox there. So anyone that wants to get that for free, then just listen out to the end of the episode and find out how. And we spoke briefly about this before we started recording, James, and it was kind of one of those Back to the Future type questions, wasn't it? But if you could do just one thing in the next 30 days to guarantee an increase in your own profits, now what would you have that one thing be?
Okay, well, so you got to have something to offer, right? I think one of the biggest problems is you have this thing that's worth $100 and you're trying to sell it for $100. Like, that's not an irresistible offer. So the first problem you have to have is you got to figure out what thing that I have that's worth $500, that's worth $1,000, and then sell it for $100. So first step is you got to have something to offer people, right? And commerce and stuff is an exchange of value. I'm going to give you money because I would rather have the thing that you're offering than the money. What you're giving me is worth more to me than the money. Okay. And so once you have that, then you have to get that word out. And I would probably do that either through, if you're looking for free methods, definitely start going live on Facebook, building your audience, doing friend requests, people that would maybe be interested. And then also creating content on YouTube. That's what I'm doing right now. Every single week, I've got a whole list. Or if you want to play the ads game, try your hand at Facebook ads, YouTube ads. But those are only going to work if, again, you've got something that's worth $1,000 that you're trying to sell for $100. So hopefully to your listeners.
Awesome. Okay, that's fantastic, James. It's been fantastic listening to you over the last 30 minutes or so. I really appreciate you being online with me, especially with being so early with you as well. Always had great chats on Facebook. I totally appreciate the software that you brought out. You saved me literally thousands and thousands over the last year or so. So yeah, thanks again for coming on board, and we'll catch up soon.
Okay, thanks, man.
Awesome. Cheers.